Hello everyone, this is Board Games Bourbon. I'm Glenn Flaherty, and right now we're going to talk about Long Shot, the dice game. This is a horse racing game for 1 to 8 people, plays in about half an hour, and it's kind of in the vein of Camel Up or Down Force, except I would say it's actually more colorful, a little bit more effervescent, and possibly even has some more interesting choices. Now, I've seen this game marketed as a roll and write game, and there is rolling and there is writing. You can see there's actually like X's put on the cards right there that you're going to put on there, and you are going to be rolling dice, but it actually plays much more like a party game for up to 8 people. Of course, it does have a solo mode, but it's really going to shine in that multiplayer mode. Now, to kind of tell you what the choices are in the game, I'm just going to get ahead and go into the description. What you're going to do is you're going to get these 2 dice. One of them is going to tell you what horse moves. The other one, the D6, tells you how far it moves. But don't worry, it's not a matter necessarily about rolling your dice, because there's a lot of manipulations along the way. So I go ahead and roll these. And what this says is horse number 1 is going to move 3 units. So horse number 1 is going to move 3 units, 1, 2, 3 around the track. But then if we look at the card for that horse, it's actually going to tell us other horses are going to move as well. Now what you're going to notice is this X here is a little fainter. That came on the pre-printed card. When you activate this horse, it says number 6 is going to move 1 unit. So I'm going to move 6 number 1 unit. But along the course of my last game, you had manipulation powers to let you put X's on the various cards. So we had put an X for the number 3 horse and the number 8 horse. So the number 3 horse would also move up 1, and the number 8 horse would come around as well. This is the starting line where everyone starts, and you can bet and move everybody to here. You can't bet past that unless you have a manipulation, and then again, it's going to end when it gets right there. Now, how do you play the game? Well, once you roll the die, you move the horses, you activate its card, you come to your own little player card. Now, this one here is one from a previous game, okay, and you can see where you end up putting X's all over the place. But let's take a look at an unused one. Okay, so what happens here? Well, because I rolled, and let's just as a reminder put this here, that it was a number 1 horse. What that means is I can do a few different things in these different areas. Primarily, though, you can buy the horse. If you want to buy the horse, like, for instance, the number 1 horse, is going to be $10 to buy this horse. You would want to own this horse for 2 reasons. One, it's going to give you a power if you buy this horse, and it says whenever you take a cart action, when you complete a horizontal row, and that cart action is kind of like Connect 4, you're going to gain $2. $2 is going to be part of winning, because ultimately you want to have the most money to win the game. But also, if your horse comes in first place, you're going to get $35. So it comes in second place, 25. If it came in third, you'd get 15. Okay. Now, when you come back here, what do you do in your board? Well, you can activate that one a few different ways. Yes, you can buy the horse. You can play a game of tic-tac-toe over here, and you fill in these different dots. When you start the game, you get this card to kind of jumpstart you. You're going to get a few pre-filled out, and then you get some bets. You get to bet on a horse number 2 and 7. In this case, if it was this other card, you get a different pattern filled out, and you get a free bet on horse number 3 and 7 here. It was 2 and 7 the other one, 3 and 7 there. There's a bunch of these cards, and there's also duplicates of those horses, so the games will be different. When you fill out a Connect 4 horizontally, any Connect 4 here, you get to take one of these powers. You can either get straight cash, which is good if you want to bet or just have cash at the end of the game. You can go here to the negative spot, moving people back. You get a free bet, move other people up. You get to take a hat action, what is that called? A jersey action, which I'll talk about in a minute, or the bar means you can own an animal. Okay, then what do those actions mean? Well, when you come over here, everything kind of has 2 purposes. Again, because I had one, if I did not want to do this action, I could do this action, which is called the hat action. When I fill out a hat action, that means primarily, it means I can bet on the horse if it passes this no bet line. Like later in the game, I see things are changing and I want to place a bet, I certainly may. But this is also 1/2 of earning $5 at the end of the game. If I have the hat and I have the jersey, I get $5 at the end of the game. Okay. If I put my X in the jersey spot, that lets me go to the card of the number 1 horse and then fill in whatever I want. That's useful. Like if I owned the number 2 horse, I'd want to fill out the number 2 spot. So every time the number 1 horse moves, 2 is going to move as well. I can also place bets on the horses, and that can be up to $3. You try to spread it around. If you don't like anything that you can do, there are wild. You just scratch off a wild, you do what you want. And basically, you're going to do this, race around. At the very end of the game, people are really going to start doing the stuff to mess you up, move you back, move other people forward, and then you count up the totals. And here are the winning conditions. You're going to get money for the placement of your horses. Once again, that's going to be $35, $25, or $15 if you own the horse. You're going to get $5 for every combination of the hat and the jersey. You're going to get your bet money here. You're going to get your straight money here, and you just add it all together. And lastly, I should tell you here that your bet right here, if they finished the game, not first, second, or third your horse, but they kind of at least were past the no bet line, you'll get $1. Now, when you buy these horses, you're going to get secondary powers. Not only do you get money when you own them, but you're going to see there's things written on here. So like, for instance, here it says when you do that action, right, you gain $2. Over here, you get something else. At the scoring time, see, this is every time you take that action. This is an end of game condition. At scoring, I'm going to gain money equal to your bets on unfinished horses past the line. So instead of just getting one, I would get the full amounts that I put down. Over here, if I take a jersey action, it says, instead, you may mark the jersey for a horse you have money on. Okay, so if you have money on a horse, you can kind of shift your money around in different ways to manipulate it. This over here says, if you take that hat action, you can move that horse one extra spot, so that's pretty good too. The solo mode is right here. It basically is an AI player sheet. The fun is really playing with other people. It's okay, but it's more work. I would say I actually had fun to learn the game through the solo mode, but playing multiplayer is where it's at. So again, that is Long Shot. If you're looking for a party game and you like this kind of world where you're moving stuff backwards and forward, just a lark of a time, this might be for you. If you have any questions about the specifics gameplay, I'm happy to help out. Just ask. And until next time, friends, be well. Bye.